Hello and welcome to the Happiness Bar. If you're new here, this is the fifth year I'm doing this, and the Happiness Bar is a digital notion journal with a twist. And the twist is it's the only journal that features you. And what do I mean by that? Well, you'll see here that if I scroll down, there are some self care tips that you open up throughout the year. And this is dates back all the way to 2021 when I first started this. And today I'm going to be walking through all of the other reasons, apart from the community, that make this journal special. So I am actually a certified Notion consultant. My name is Frances Adera Matthews, and I create cultures of intention with my clients by building personalized productivity systems in Notion. I've been a Notion consultant for 5 years, and so I've learned a lot of tips and tricks on how to build things efficiently. Anyways, let's get into the journal. So I'm walking through with you the Power Journal today, which has all of the features, but there are different tiers which I'll put onto the screen here, where if you don't need all of this, you can scale down as you need. But essentially at the top of the page, I've designed this to be super mobile friendly, and there is a navigation bar. I've starting this on January 1st. I've kind of hacked the filters, but as time goes on, this will actually show you today's journal and yesterday's journal, just in case you missed yesterday's journal. And what I love about this is it's super mobile friendly, and you can essentially turn this into a synced block where you can then go ahead and paste this into other areas of your workspace. And on this navigation bar as well is also quick access links to all of the other areas of the journal. So before we get into the journal itself, I'm going to walk you through how you should probably start off with this. You should get started in the Get Started page, and here it will walk you through everything that I'm going through in this video as well, step by step. So the first step is understanding how to use Notion. You can feel free to practice in the blank space here, which is just the free space to practice all of the cool blocks that you can put in Notion, brain dump, all of that good stuff. The next thing you should do is set your goals. You can do this right at the very top of the journal. You can go ahead and dream as big as you need to and always have them visible and ready to check off as you go through the year. Additionally, you'll have access to your Dear Future Me page. This is probably one of my favorite parts of the journal. And essentially, this is an area for you to manifest your wildest dreams. The idea is that this letter that you write to yourself, you will just kind of leave it to simmer for a year. And then in a year's time, Notion will automatically remind you to go back and check the page, and you can see how much you've achieved. I've been shocked. I've been doing this for 5 years. But the things that I write down in this page, a lot of them do actually happen. So you've got to really spend time and sit with this. And if you don't want to do this alone, if you download the journal now, not only will you take advantage of the early bird discount, which is already flying, but you will also be able to sign up for the vision setting party where we go through all of these setup steps together. So you've got your Dear Future Me page, and also your happy place, where I love to kind of set up this page to make you feel grounded, so you can put things that your mind loves, your body loves, your soul loves, as well as anything that kind of keeps you inspired. So I've got some of my favorite songs on here, as well as my podcast, Coffee and Oysters, but feel free to replace this section with whatever you want. And this is just a place to go to when you're feeling a little bit down or a little bit sad. I know we talk a lot about the dopamine menu. Think of it as a version of that. Maybe that's actually an idea for next year. I'll have a think about that. Let me know what you think in the comments. So going back to our setup, because I love this page, it's so easy to follow. We've done the tour of the blank space, the tour of the goal setting, Dear Future Me, and also the happy place. So once you've completed this preparation phase, it's time to actually set up your journal. I'm a really big fan of doing this journal in Notion because you can customize it so easily. Like, there are so many things that you can customize in this journal to make it truly feel like yours. And you can do this in the same session as when you are kind of doing all of your vision setting and goal setting for the year. Essentially, you can go ahead and customize things like colors. Like, I can go ahead and make this like blue if I wanted to. You can go ahead and change this text here. At the very top of the page, I have this quote widget, which is really cool, but you can refresh this, even change the background color of it. So right now it's flower, but I could make this. I'm also a big fan of, ooh, they've got clouds. I think that's new. Ooh, that's nice, but I think maybe too much clouds going on. What about pink skyline? Ooh, nice. And even this cover image, you can go ahead and change that if you really wanted to, as well as things like the icon here. So if I wanted to change this GIF, I could make this cute little star here. And then, speaking of GIFs, if you go into the setup page, I also have access to a GIF library where, if you go into here, I have painstakingly scoured giphy.com to look for like cool ideas for cover images or icons that would be good in the space. So, for example, if I wanted to grab this link here, I would go into the page, I would copy the link, and then I could go back into here and I could change the icon by pasting the link. And oh, look how cool that looks. So now I'm going to save that. And now that is the icon for my journal. So not only can you customize this front page, but also if you are getting the Power Journal or the Daydreamer Journal, which is the middle tier, you will have access to not one, not two, not three, but 4 journal planner templates. So what do I mean by that? So as you go through the year, so another big perk of this journal is that everything is pre-filled for you. If I go here, you will see that you will have access to a daily journal, a weekly journal, a monthly journal, and a quarterly journal template. So if I click on these 3 dots here to edit the template, you will see here that I have this layout which is pre-filled with some prompts, which you are more than welcome to change. And also this memory box feature, which we'll get into a little bit later. But feel free as well to add more things to your planner templates. So again, like we mentioned before, you can move things around, add things, you can change the background color, etc. And I also really like this blank space, which is just like a free writing section. So that is the daily template. And if I go into the weekly template, you'll see that I have a similar setup where there is just kind of high level thoughts for the week and a space for the journals that will automatically populate that week. And a similar setup for month. And yeah. And how this actually shows up in the template itself, once you've gone through and you're happy and you've customized everything, you can either go to the different sections throughout the year where you can see, if I open this today page, I know this is a day journal, so I'm just gonna hit the new day like so, and this will populate the page with all of the information that I've preset. And then you can also quickly jump into the week for that day, so I can then go ahead and activate the week, and you can see all of the entries for that week automatically show up, and then I can jump into the months for those different entries as well. as well as the quarters. It's just a really nice way to see everything in one place. So you can either dive into the different planners directly from the calendar view, or you're welcome to flick over to this bigger calendar view, which shows all of the different planners on top of each other. But you're also welcome to flick through these gallery views and the archive as well, which is just a little back end view of everything if you are curious. So you can either access the journal from the calendar down here, or you can even go up to your quick journal area, where it will always populate the most recent journals and tips that you should be caring about. So as the new tips show up on the various days, you can open that up and be a little bit inspired from people around the world. And so I did mention earlier that this is a community journal, and if you do want to submit tip for next year, you can either submit tips directly from the page, where there is a section at the bottom for you to submit a tip. And if you submit a tip, you automatically get early access to the early bird discounts. And it's also a space for you to submit your feedback, sponsor the journal, review the journal, sign up to my monthly Notion Academy, and also sign up to be an affiliate. So you can access all of the community information from within each self-care tip as they pop up. So open the tip, feel inspired, then join in. But you can also access the main areas directly on the front page. So sign up to the Academy, sign up for early access by submitting a tip, reviewing the journal, and submitting feedback. I actually do read through all of the feedback. If there are things that you want to see next year, if you tell me, I will actually read them and think about how I can fold things in. And with reviews, any reviews that you leave directly on Gumroad, which is how I sell the journal, would really help a girl out. So I really appreciate everyone who's taken time to do reviews so far. They definitely help me get notes. Okay, so now we're moving on to kind of the stats side of this journal, which I really love. So as you go through each journal, you can go ahead and track your mood using the preset options here, and also how many hours you've slept. And essentially all of this information will populate two graphs. So mood and total sleep, which is available in the Power Journal option. And you can just kind of have a quick glance of how your year is going as a whole. And then if you want deeper information, you can go more stats here, or if you're on desktop, you can go more stats here. But essentially, when I go into the stats page, I've then got like weekly summaries of sleep, mood, as well as a full archive, and the same thing for monthly and quarterly as well. So it's just like a really interesting visual representation of how you're doing over the year. And if you are in the Power Journal and you don't want to track sleep, if you think of another numbers-based metric that you want to track, maybe it's glasses of water or steps you've taken, you can quite easily replace sleep with something else, and use those as your numbers that you're tracking instead. And then finally, the other cool thing that I love about this is the memory box. So especially on the Power Journal, you have all of these options. Do you ever have that thing where people are like, what have you done today? Or like, what did you do last week? And you just always forget. I am definitely someone like that. And so what I use this memory box for is tracking wins, things I've consumed, places that I've been. And so, for example, if I was to track a win here, I would say film this video. If I now go to the memory box, all of that information is stored neatly for you here, and I can jump back into it like so. And if there are any special days that you want to track or any special journal entries, you can always go ahead and save the day and that shows up in your memory box as well in your bookmark days section, like so. And so you can see it's just a very comprehensive journal. I did last year have like a task tracking and like habit tracking element of this, but then I felt like that took away from this being a journal. And so I've intentionally chosen to not include that this year and to like really focus in on the journal section, as I feel like productivity in terms of like doing stuff is so personal to the individual, and you likely have your own like system. And so I don't want to confuse things, and I want this to simply be a journal. And that was actually based on feedback that I got from last year. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm so excited for you to dig into the journal this year. My name is Frances. I run the Notion bar as a certified Notion consultant. Need help getting into Notion? Feel free to reach out. We'll see how we can work together. And if you just need someone to give you a nudge and let you know what's going on, because Notion can be a bit of a wild west out there, definitely sign up to the Big Notion Energy Academy, where once a month I sit down with you all and just walk you through the latest stuff that you need to know, as well as giving you the opportunity to ask me questions, because who's got time to go down YouTube rabbit holes? So if you consider how much time you're spending out of your day just trying to figure out Notion instead of actually doing your job, that's what the Academy replaces. And if you times that by maybe, let's say you have an hourly rate, that is potential money you are losing because you're trying to figure out Notion. So if you weigh up the very affordable £29.95 per month against possibly like thousands of pounds, that is a very worthwhile investment. So come on down. The way to sign up with the Academy is through my newsletter, The Notion Zeitgeist, and you can essentially sign up through the paid tier, and you'll be directed to the Academy page where you can then go ahead and find the latest event to sign up to. Thank you so much for watching this video, and stick around for more Notion content. See you next time.